Hello everyone, welcome back to Intrinsic Intelligence YouTube channel. Today we are going to discuss on microservices design patterns, particularly on the observability patterns. Let's deep dive into the information. So, what is observability pattern? So we need to observe microservices when it is down, it liveness check, readiness check, health check. There are different metrics we will be considered in terms of observability. So first is log aggregation, second is performance metrics, third is distributed tracing, and fourth is health check. So log aggregation in general, logs are real-time streams. Therefore, if a stream of logs from a particular service is handled by a queue and send it to the systems like Kafka, and then what is it benefits? So it will be high throughput because we are we are not using centralized logging. We are using distributed logging via distributed event streams like Kafka. So each services sends a logging queue to the Kafka and consumers like Logstash. Then it is being handled by Kafka itself and then provides a very good efficient search. So log aggregation in microservices can be handled by producer consumer concepts for each microservice. And this is a particular JSON type which we need to send it as an event. We need to send timestamp, service, level, trace ID, and the message. This is a generic standard, and even if any other information is required, we can add, but do not add as much as information because it will push the logging size as more. Second is performance metrics. So performance is the second pillar of observability. So alongside logs and traces, and it will tell you a quantitative amount of how often, how much, how fast is your system is. So here there are two models to do it in microservices. One is pull metrics and another is push metrics. What that push metrics do? Push metrics, each microservices pushes the metrics to a particular framework or tools. For example, New Relic, App Dynamics, or some quite often common observability tools on the terms of performance metrics we are following. Pull metrics is the particular tool or framework such as Prometheus, which is commonly known, pulls a request from each service. So this is all about the performance metrics, which is the second pillar. And third one is a distributed tracing. So distributed tracing is a third pillar of observability. And then it is most important because if a service request comes from a consumer or a UI, so it needs to traverse through multiple microservices to return it back the intended response. In that case, we need to identify where it went. So we will be appending a unique trace ID for each service call so that we'll identify all the traces of all this call, where and all it will went and where it took more time or where it failed for later analysis. So trace ID is one important factor, tracing. And the last one is the health check. So in monolith, if application is running and everything is up, that is plain and simple. But in microservices, a service might depend on third party. And we have suppose consider 20 to 25 microservices and database connection pooling might be an issue or it is down, unreachable. There could be many issues. So these are all some common standard tools to handle the health check. Spring Boot Actuator, which in default provides actuator health, used in Java microservices, Kubernetes probes, live probes, readiness probes, startup probe, health check response format, a proposed JSON format for health check APIs, and then Eureka service discovery on both service discovery on client side and the server side. So Eureka stands at the client side. If you want to need any checks on the server side, we can put some checks on the application level load balancer. That is on the server side service registry. Eureka is a client side service registry. So this is all about the observability patterns in microservices. And thank you all once again for watching this video. Please do follow our channel Intrinsic Intelligence. If you like this video, you can like it and share and subscribe so that it will be motivation for us to provide more such videos. See you once again, and thank you. We'll meet in the next such videos. Thank you all.